Hi, good people. I'm sure you are very well. It is Monday, the 8th day of April, and this is the great day that is called My Day. Once upon a time, Monday. And our today's Once Upon a Time Monday is about the soil from heaven. Once upon a time, there lived a man who served the people in the village. He was a herdsman. They would call herdsman. Whenever they wanted some job done, this is the man to call. He was so loved, and he loved his work. Every time he was given an assignment, he would do it to the best of his ability. Unfortunately, this man started ailing, and he had a disease that nobody understood. But what they would know is that the man was in deep, deep pain. And this man now was gradually moving towards dying because of this disease. He could not be able to serve the people, but they kept on coming to see him, giving him food, and doing all manner of things they could, at least, even if he's not going to get well, to ease his pain. So every time they would go to see him, they would see him suffering from a lot of pain. And now that he was nearing his death, they would ask, can we do something to relieve this pain? Seeing him, many people always gathered. One day, as they gathered to pray for this man and take care of him, a monk came. The people standing there where the man was asked the monk to give them a solution so that the dying man could be free from pain. The monk said, "My dear people, if soil from heaven is brought and applied on his forehead, then he can be free from pain, and actually he can even get well." Hearing this, everyone became silent. Everyone started thinking from where and how one can get soil from heaven. At that place, a small boy was also present. As soon as he heard the monk, he went away and came back with some soil in his hand. The boy gave the soil to the monk and said, "My master, here is the soil from heaven." The monk took the soil and applied it on the dying man's head, and within few minutes, the dying man became completely free from pain. Everyone present was surprised to see this miracle. They started thinking that from where did that kid get that soil from heaven? Is it possible to find heaven on earth? The monk asked the boy, "My son, where did you get this soil from? Where on earth is this heaven from where you got this soil in those few minutes?" The boy replied, "My master, one day our teacher told us that the greatest heaven is at the feet of our parents. That if we love them, we obey them, treat them well, and make our home good, that is the heaven that we can experience. That there is no other heaven. Where our parents are in our home, by respecting them all the time, by being good children to them, that is heaven, and that there is no other heaven. Therefore, I ran home, and I brought this soil from the place where my parents had kept their feet. The monk said nothing, and the people looked at the monk, and they asked him, could it be possible that we can experience heaven on earth? And the monk said, maybe you know. They looked at each other and started discussing. Maybe to go and look for heaven in their homes. And the boy left. And the monk left. And the muddy story is over. Good people. Is there something that we can get from this story? I am sure there is. I know on many occasions I have said that it is possible to experience heaven on earth. And I have said that you can make your home your small heaven. Many times we talk about heaven, how heaven is good. We sing about heaven. We long to go to heaven, though we don't want to die. And I have always been of the opinion that the best place to experience our heaven is the place where we are, where God has kept us. Your home can be your heaven. Your office can be your heaven. Your marriage can be your heaven. Wherever it is that you are and you find yourself, the place of work, that can be your heaven. I know so many things happen and then we think, oh, I think we were put in this world to suffer. It is not true. I know there's somebody who told me one day, Father, by the look of things, this marriage is the place where I will die. Now that is sad, extremely sad. It means that his marriage is more of a suffering place than a small heaven. So maybe we may want to ask, is there anything that we can do to transform our situations into small heaven? Yes, there is something we can do. Maybe a lot of them. Allow me to suggest only 5. Number 1, never give up on doing good. And never give up on anyone. If you have a dream to see your life thrive and flourish, never give up. Whatever you have tried and has not worked, and you've almost given up, don't give up. They even say that Rome, which is a very beautiful city, was not built in one day. So your heaven will not be built in one day. Keep trying. Keep trying. I remember the words of one writer who says, it might take us long to become what God wanted us to be, because we are human beings, but we must keep on trying. Yes, please, we must keep on trying. Number 2, consistently love people. Consistently love yourself. Start with your family members. If you want to experience heaven, it is right there before you. Dear married men, your heaven is where your wife is. Your heaven is where your children is. I remember on Saturday I shared a reflection on marriage in some place in this republic. And I remember I told the gentleman that where your wife is, that is where your home is. Where your wife is, that is where your peace is. Where your wife is, that is where your happiness is. Now, gracious married women, if you want to experience heaven right in front of you, your husband, your children, your property, whatever it is that you have. Dear people who live alone, wherever you are, that is your heaven. When you look at yourself, see yourself as one angel in heaven. If you have kids, the same. The work that you are doing, that must be your heaven. Number 3, feed the plants, not the weeds. Don't I love that? Do you know what that means? The plant here represents friends and people who value you. The weeds here represent people you refer to as enemies and those who do not even value you. Many a times, we spend a lot of time getting disturbed about how people treat us in a very bad way. Yet, we still entertain their toxicity. We still want to be surrounded by them. Dear good people, go to the plants. The weeds are supposed to be uprooted. Feed the plants. There, you get your happiness. Number 4, limit the outside influences. You cannot build a beautiful home by allowing people to come from all corners to tell you how to make it. Because maybe they would want your home to be like their home. I remember one thing I keep telling the couples, that whoever you call, whether you are parents, whenever you have an issue, whoever you would want to call, you can call everyone, all the therapists in the world. You can call all your spiritual leaders. But at the end of the day, the persons who makes the final decision, the two of you. Marriage is a triad, husband, wife, and God. So if you want to experience heaven, please mark some boundaries and make sure that they are kept. Finally, spend time together as a family. Spend time together. Stop being so busy for the people who love you. Stop being so busy for the people who only have you as their source of hope, contentment, and peace. Yes, it is possible. We can experience heaven on earth. All of us. Dear good people, wherever you are, make it your small heaven. When you get to the office, tell God, I am in my small heaven. I can already experience the joy of eternal bliss. When you are at home, in your bedroom, enjoy that eternal bliss. It is your small heaven. That is your small heaven. Wherever you go, see God and see the elements of heaven all the time. Allow me to wish you a heavenly Monday. Once upon a time, my day. Thank you.